This is John Young with Weekend Sportsman. Today we're in the garage here putting together a couple of ice shelters here. I'm sitting right now in an Eskimo. This is the Evo 2iT. This is the 2019 model, or I should say 2018 model from last winter, and I just finally actually put it together because it takes a lot of space to do. This is a two-person house right here that we're looking at. Let me kind of move the light around a little bit. Nice size. Let me turn the seats. You can see we've got a nice seat there, and we have a lot of fishing area. Now, this particular house, I wanted to give you an idea of headroom in this particular one, because that's a question some people ask. This is a two-person. If you have maybe kids, you could maybe get a second child in here, so you could have two children. If I stand up in this particular one, let me try to get this. You can see that I, as a 6'1" person, there's still room enough for me to stand and kind of walk around a little bit in this shelter. Yeah, there's the roof, but I mean, a person could stand, stretch, that kind of a thing. Now, this is a two-person house here from Eskimo. Now I want to take you over and look at a one-person shelter. So now we're in a Clam. This is a Kenai, Kenai. This is the Pro Thermal right here that I'm sitting in. And I wanted to kind of go back a little bit. I've got the seat way far back, and I hit my head. But where I would be sitting for fishing, look at all this clearance above my head. Lots of clearance. And I'm a fairly tall person, but there's a lot of clearance up there. Now, we take a look down on the floor right there. This is certainly a single person. Now, there is a possibility, if I would take this sliding seat or slide it all the way back and put an adapted or modified board here, I could hunker in here with one of my smaller children, and we could fish two of us out, for panfish, what have you, where each of us have a hole. So it would be a person and a child if you would do some modification. And what I mean by that is that this seat that I'm sitting on actually slides, and a person could slide it to the back and then make a 1x10 with a couple of little pieces to go. Let's see if you can see this. There's some pipes and such back there. I'm going to get this so you can see. There's some pipes and such that this slides on, and those pipes, if you would make a little piece to go, you could do it. Make a little bench in this, and then you could use it for two people. But it's just a smaller version of one of the larger, the two-person ones. And this little one will be something that a single person can handle, but you could invite a child with if you really wanted to. I mean, if you wanted, we could have a hole. Let me get right here. I could put a hole here, and then I could have a child on a small bucket sitting off to the side here just a little bit. And a person could make it work if you wanted to use it that way for those one or two times that the kids want to come with fishing. And of course, if the kids are into it, that's where you go to something like the Evo 2 we just looked at, which is certainly a little bit larger. Setup time is completely different. This one takes seconds to set up. The Evo 2 takes probably about 5 minutes or so. So if you have children with you and it's a cold day, the Evo 2 is going to be a little less user-friendly because of having to stretch things, move things, pop things up. But it's after you've done it a few times, it's not going to be the end of the world. So it really depends on what your ice fishing needs are for a shelter. If you need something like this, that's great for a single person or that time when you have a small child with you. If you need something a little larger, the Evo 2 is a great option. And if you need it larger than that, you can go to a hub shelter. We have a nice little hub shelter, the X400, that does a wonderful job with myself and my two boys and gives us room for all of our gear and even some more stuff so they can get up and move around and bounce from hole to hole. This is John Young with Weekend Sportsman. Just wanted to give you kind of an idea, looking at a couple of different shelters that might be options for your upcoming ice fishing needs.